Why does it seem that there are only some people who are rich and it seems like the rest are poor? Well, here's the thing. You can go from poor to rich, and the reason you're probably poor, or the reason I've seen people who are poor, is because they're doing these very specific things. And I'm going to go over the inverse, the good things you should focus on and begin doing so you can start getting into that place where you're going to become rich throughout time. It does not take one day. It does not take 2 days. It takes lots of habits over a very long period of time. So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme by any means. But if you're doing these things, you are never going to be rich. Let's go over the things that are going to help you become rich, starting now. Hey guys, Max here. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe if you're enjoying it, liking this video, and without further ado, let's dive into number 1. First thing is, being poor is a mindset. And conversely, being rich is also a mindset. A lot of times we need to put perspective in our life. The reality is, if you have a job, roof over your head, clothing, clean water, food in your fridge, you are in the absolute upper echelon of people in the world. And a lot of times we need to be reminded of that, because if you start comparing yourself to Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg, you can start thinking, wow, I'm really just a tiny little ant. But in reality, those guys are one of very, very few. So don't compare yourself to their ending, their middle part, when you're just at the beginning of this process. What you should, and what I do every single day, is compare myself not to anyone else, but compare myself to who I was yesterday. If I'm improving from yesterday, I'm on the right path. So being broke can be a temporary place. But the problem is, when you're poor, that's a mindset that's very hard to break. Start reframing it as, I am just broke. Being broke can be a very, very temporary place. Been broke multiple times, not broke anymore, thankfully. But reframing that from poor to broke can help you start with actually focusing on the issue, which is you're being broke, which means you need additional income or fewer expenses. One of the two. And most likely both. Definitely increasing the income and definitely reducing the expenses. The first thing you're doing is letting others bring you down. I don't remember where I heard it before, but I've heard many people say, show me your closest 5 friends and I'll tell you what kind of person you are. That can also be attributed to finances as well. Show me your closest 5 friends and I'll tell you how much money you make and what you're doing financially in life. We as humans have adapted to be around like-minded people, and the more we're with those people, the more we become like them. This is kind of like married couples who've been married for 2, 3, 4, 5 decades. They are very similar, although they have a lot of differences, obviously, but they become more similar throughout time and not different. So do your best to surround yourself with people who are going to help you as well as help you progress, and it's vice versa. You're helping them progress and they help you progress. But you don't want Debbie Downers on your side, because they're only going to keep on keeping you down. Know that you are the architect of your life. And if you surround yourself with people who are going to bring you down, you're going to be brought down. If you surround yourself with people who are going to positively lift you up, you can avoid the negativity. So the converse one is surround yourself with people who are rich in their mind, maybe not financially speaking, but rich in their mind and are on the path towards improving themselves. I've had to eliminate, many friends over the years, because all they want to do is talk about how things used to be. They're doing all the same things, same job, same car, same everything, and not progressing forward. That is not what I want to be around. And now I'm around people who are progressing me forward, holding me accountable for things that are uncomfortable, i.e. exercise, i.e. financial objectives, holding me accountable. That's the thing when you have people who really care about you, they will tell you the truth. When you have fair weather friends who are there for when the good things are good, but not so there when the things are bad, those are the kind of friends you want to avoid at all costs. If you know those friends who will call you when things are good, or they're around you when things are good, but once things take a turn and you try to call them and reach out to them and they're not there, that is not a friend. That's an actual complete opposite of friend. So as you surround yourself with people who are going to help you progress you're going to see, as you guys progress together, it's a compounding effect. So it's not just one person moving forward, it's 2, 3, 4, even 5. 5 people moving in the same direction is so much greater exponentially than just you moving in the right direction. So that's why surrounding yourself with people who really care about you and will tell you the truth to help you move forward is of the utmost importance. All right, second is caring about what people think. Guess what? No one knows what kind of shoes or what brand you are wearing. No one knows what brand of car you drive unless they know you intimately. We have this culture of social media bragging. People buy Rolex watches just so they can show them on their story of them buying it in the Rolex store. To me, that is ridiculous. You know how many times people have asked me what brand suit I'm wearing? Guess what? Zero. They say, wow, Max, that's a nice suit. But guess what? Do they know it's either a Macy's suit or an Armani suit? Do they know? No, they don't. And they really don't care. If you have people around you who are judging you based upon the brands you wear, I would implore you to really rethink those friends. In general, if people are judging you based upon those brand names, that shows me how shallow they are. And believe me, I'm all about brand names. I assure you, I'm about brand names. But the thing is, caring about what other people think about those brand names is not what I'm talking about. I buy these nice things because, first off, they usually last longer, and second off, they usually last a lifetime. So if I can buy something that's going to be for life, I will usually make the very, very strong investment as opposed to buying something 4, 5, 6 times throughout my life. So the converse to this one is not giving one single damn about what other people think. You should care about, though, your circle of 5 friends who are helping you progress, care about their opinion. But anybody else, if you're not paying my bills or in my house with me, I really don't care what you think about me. And that's the thing. A free mind cannot be enslaved. Free your mind from all that baggage you have about thinking about others, thinking about you, because in reality, they're usually not thinking about you, and everything you're talking about is completely fabricated. So why stress over fabricated, made-up stuff? There's no boogeyman, I promise you. All right, this is probably the toughest one. Playing it safe. Haven't you ever heard people say, don't have expectations or too high of expectations? You want to make sure go to school, get a job, invest in your 401k, all these things to really play it safe. If you do that and play it safe, you will get what we call very average and mediocre results. And there's nothing wrong with being average or mediocre. It's just something where I'm not going to put my name and all the effort into funding someone else's lifestyle. Difference between an employee and employer. An employee funds someone else's lifestyle and gets what's called job security, or a lot of times not even job security. You have to take risks, whether that be financially, in a romantic relationship. Every single area you must take risks. If your health, waking up early as opposed to sleeping in, going to the gym, investing in something that you don't know is going to work out, the only way you can really have those high returns, have those, not even financially speaking, but just have those moments of time and those successful things happening in life is by taking a risk, spending time, effort, energy, emotional energy, everything onto something you don't know is going to pan out. The only time I've seen success that makes me excited about life is when I've been taking risks. If I play it safe, go to the gym a couple times a week, but don't really work out very hard, don't invest into myself financially as well as spiritually, physically, emotionally, you have to invest in things that you do not know are going to work out. Haven't we all had that time where we bought something that we regretted because we thought it was going to work out or thought it was something that it wasn't? Yeah, been there, done that. Will not do that again. And those are silly investments, like a speaker system I'm talking about. But investing in yourself, like buying personal finance books or investing in yourself with personal development books, investing in yourself is something that is risky because you don't know what's going to pan out. But guess what? There's only one person you have to live with the rest of your life, and that is you. So might as well make it your most worthwhile and best funded investment. All this to say, life is full of risks. Whether you are an employee or employer, you are taking a risk no matter what. It's best to understand those risks and take the ones that you believe are going to pan out. And not all the times you can, mathematically speaking, you cannot always be on the right side of the risk. You sometimes have to take a risk and take a leap of faith, hoping and having faith that things are going to work out. It doesn't always work out, but you have to take those risks regardless. All right, number 4 is spending too much time on video games, TV, and not focusing on and improving your writing and speaking skills. Have you ever listened to a speech like a TED Talk or something of that nature, and the person just captivated you? Yeah, that's the speaking skills I'm talking about. And not everyone can have those immediately. It takes a lot of time. I'd love to ask the top 20 TED speakers, if I could have a question with them, I would ask, tell me about how you've improved yourself when it comes to public speaking. And I bet you know what they would tell me? I worked on it a ton before that TED Talk. Hours and hours of preparation. And I would say, well, that's great. Here's the thing though. The TED Talk is about the public speaking. I'm talking about just speaking in general. Being able to go rationally, logically through a step-through-step progression onto communicate something to someone. And the only way you can do that is by actually speaking and taking a risk on saying something that may or may not pan out. Speaking abilities and someone who can speak well is bound to go very, very far and do very, very well in life, maybe even be rich. And the beautiful thing now is we don't just have spoken language as humans, we also have the written language. Writing is as important to speaking because a lot of times people are actually reading things, not always listening to them. Whether that be a blog, an ebook, a physical book, whatever it may be, improving your writing skills is one of the big investments I've done. Oh boy, that's helped me immensely. Find a really good job, pitch people on proposals. If you have the ability to pitch your ideas and communicate effectively what's actually in your mind, because I hear a lot of people say, well, I can see it in my mind, but I can't get it on paper or I can't speak to it. You have to figure out how to speak to it because no one can see inside your mind beside you. That's why doing your best to improve those skills is really important. Because we're all selling ourselves every single day, 24/7, whether we like it or not. Whether we're selling ourselves to a prospective date, to a prospective employer, client. If you are always selling yourself, so might as well become very, very good at speaking and being able to show someone what's actually going on in your mind. All right, then last is thinking you can make 1 year of progress in 1 week. Let's go back. Stop comparing yourself to others. The reason you're doing that, the reason I've seen people do that, is because they're comparing themselves to the guy who drives a Ferrari and has a Rolex watch on Instagram. But the reality is the Ferrari's probably rented and the Rolex is probably on payments. Not always, but usually. Don't compare yourself to that guy. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday and make incremental improvements going forward. If you can think about what happened yesterday and do today a little bit better than yesterday, imagine if you did that for a whole entire year. That's 365 steps in the right direction. As opposed to thinking you can do 365 steps in the right direction in 7 days. That simply does not work out. Mathematically or practically. Do the one step every single day, look back on the year and say, wow, how about that? Be patient with yourself. Know that one step in the right direction is not a leap. There's times where I've taken leaps, and there's times where you know that I need to take a leap in this direction right now. When you see the opportunity and you don't need to pounce upon it. Keep moving forward one step at a time. Do not beat up yourself. Be patient with yourself and know that you are going the right path. Those are the things that have made me rich. Not only with finances, but also in the mind. And the reality is, the only way I've been able to become rich with my finances is because I changed my mindset. This mind had to go from a poor mindset, a scarcity mindset, to an abundant mindset. A fear to a courage, a scarcity and lack to plenty. If you can start changing your mind from poor to broke to rich, you're on the right path. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Please make sure to like this video and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.